Welcome to Bluebell Farmhouse Kitchen, and today is all about October delicious pumpkins and squashes that are available, and I want to bring all this delicious nutritious orange flesh into your kitchen and show you what recipes you can do. I'm going to show you how to easily make a delicious nutritious supper from this butternut squash. Right, so I'm going to cut right across down the middle. Autumn is all about slow cooking, and so to get all the flavours out of all this lovely sun, the summer sun that has been ripening these gorgeous squashes, and look at that, it's absolutely delicious. Bit of black pepper, bit of sea salt, little bit of olive oil, and then just put them in the essie and then roast them. So the butternut squashes have been in the oven for about an hour, and they've deliciously roasted until they're soft. Can you just see just the flesh? They're still holding their shape, but they're nice and soft, and in fact they're ready to eat straight away. So I'm going to show you how to do a chestnut stuffing, so really getting the autumn flavours into this butternut squash, and it's going to be so useful to all different dishes. So I'm going to take out the seeds. I'm going to save these seeds for next year, and I'm going to plant them in the garden. So with the autumn flavours and casserole season, which is slow cooking, I'm going to be doing this delicious stuffing which has an onion, celery, and all these lovely herbs from the garden, these evergreen herbs. And I think this is really useful to know what to have in your store cupboard and fridge at this time of year. So I always have celery, and I always have an onion, and these herbs are always growing in the garden. So I'm going to show you, just quickly chop and saute the onion until soft. So I'm just going to sweat the onion until it's soft. I mean, I want a little bit of colour, but not really, really brown. It's just slowly. Don't forget, we're going into autumn and everything is a much slower pace. I just feel, well, you know, we don't have to rush about, and it doesn't matter keeping the onions just going for the longer the better, because the sweeter they are. Now I've got my celery sticks, and I'm just going to roughly chop those up, and they're going to go in the stuffing as well. This is my real go-to stuffing, and it's just delicious. I can use the stuffing for chicken and for all sorts of, you know, really lovely winter flavours. I always have celery in the fridge and available, because it's just perfect and an important ingredient for when you're cooking all these lovely stews and casseroles for the winter. So with the stuffing, I'm going to put some really delicious chestnuts, and again, that is a really good store cupboard ingredient. They have been cooked and they're vacuum packed, and they last for months in the store cupboard. I'm just going to chop these just roughly, and I just think they are so delicious with the squash and this lovely stuffing. Because we're going into this autumn and winter slow months, I'm sort of thinking about ingredients that I've got to hand and I can make instant food without having to go to the shops all the time. Also, these lovely dried cherries are really good, and you can put those into a stuffing if you want sweetness. But because we're using the butternut, they've got enough natural sweetness. The other thing I do have in my store cupboard is pre-lentils or green lentils, and they again are really good to add and make a stuffing or make a risotto, and with all the lovely winter herbs. Okay, so the onions and the celery are really coming along nicely. They're just softening now. I've just chopped the chestnuts, not finely, just roughly chopped. Then I'm going to add some herbs, parsley and a bit of sage and a little bit of rosemary. These are also nutritious and lovely flavours. So just roughly chop those up. If you've got a larger quantity, then I would use my Magimix to make this into finer, but I'm only doing this for 2 people, so we don't want too much. My favourite way of eating butternut squash is to stuff it with this stuffing that I'm making, with the chestnut and the onion and the celery. And also, I can also make it into a couscous filling as well, which is a whole grain couscous. If you haven't got couscous or you are celiac, then you can use quinoa as well, which is even more delicious and nutritious. So you've got couscous there, and I'm going to put the boiling water over the couscous, season it, and then just let it stand the back of the Essie and for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to make the other way to show you with pastry, and it's going to be like a Wellington. So I've chopped off that bit there, which I'm going to use for the stuffing, and then this the bulb bit, which is going to, it's got the hole, and that's perfect for stuffing. So I'm just going to peel it. It's so much easier peeling it when it's cooked. Absolutely delicious. So there you go. So the idea is everything is cooked apart from the pastry we're going to put around it. So these are ideal for if you're entertaining or you don't want to cook and you want something for the next day, or you can freeze it. So you have everything cooked, and then all you have to do is just pop them in the oven once you've got the pastry around. So I'm going to now add all the extra flavours, the chestnuts, the herbs, and then we're going to add this bit of butternut squash. Just roughly chop that. You could add breadcrumbs, but I just like to use up all the butternut squash in here as well. And then lots of seasoning, salt and pepper. So just let the stuffing just go cool, just so you can handle it, because then you're going to take a little bit of the stuffing. When the stuffing's cool enough to handle, which is about sort of 5 minutes, just gather it like a ball and then just pop it in to the hole. To finish finish off this stuffed butternut squash, I'm going to put puff pastry around it. So I'm just going to literally just get a sheet of all butter puff pastry, and then I've got this lattice cutter which I'm just going to roll over my piece of puff pastry like that. You can only use this lattice cutter if it's puff pastry, because short crust is too short, so this has got a lot more give. So there you go, you have that, and then you literally, when it's cold, which it is now, just put the stuffed butternut squash over the pastry, and then gather the ends, the bottoms like this. And then tip it back up. So this is weekend treat, the elegant version of a stuffed butternut squash, using the whole butternut squash. And I'm just going to pop it onto a tray. I'm just going to egg wash the butternut squash. You can prepare these in advance and not cook them straight away. They can go straight into your freezer, but if you weren't going to cook them straight away, then you wouldn't egg wash it. So I'm only egg washing it now because I'm going to pop it into the essie now. So that's the stuffed butternut squash with the pastry and the elegant looking dish. Now the other dish I'm going to be doing is the whole stuffed butternut squash, and I'm going to incorporate it with this couscous and with the extra stuffing. So I'm going to take out, and then this time I'm going to use all that lovely skin as the container. Just take out all this flesh and then pop it into that stuffing. This makes a nutritious supper. I mean, you can add all sorts. You could add cheese to it, because butternut squash and any squash love a blue cheese if you want, or feta cheese. And then just mix the stuffing. And then as we haven't got the pastry, we're just going to add this lovely grain to it as well, just to make it really filling and yummy. If you want extra sweetness, then you can add some lovely apricots as well, dried apricots. Perfect. So then you put that stuffing back into the skin of the butternut squash. And to me, that's like a midweek lunch, which would be delicious with a salad. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil, and then roast that in the oven for about 20 minutes. To serve with these lovely, delicious autumnal feast of butternut squash, I would always serve it with a salad, and to garnish the salad, we've got these lovely nasturtium flowers that were grown with an Allside farm, which is just across the field, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They match the pumpkins as well, and I just think it looks so vibrant and just sunshine on a plate. That's all what we need at the moment. Right, let's have a look, see how the squashes are doing. Wow, delicious. They're ready now. So to serve the Wellington, absolutely gorgeous. Put it in the plate, and then I would serve it either with a lovely tomato red pepper sauce, or a delicious salad, and then just these lovely nasturtium flowers. So there you have it, gorgeous. So this is ready to serve now. Put it on the plate, drizzle with some olive oil, and then I would do it with this lovely coleslaw salad. There you have it. Or just decorate it with flower. And then just to garnish it, and I also put these in, these are pumpkin seeds that I've roasted. And they go deliciously in a salad as well. There you go.